What is going on, everybody? It is time. I don't even know what the hell time it is, but it is freaking time. It is the Atomic Drop Podcast post pay-per-view reaction show. My name is Paul Spencer, and I'm with the Bat Fry himself, the OG host of the Atomic Drop, Mr. Ken Fry. Kenny, what's going on?
You can't see me. Time to put on our big boy pants. What are you thinking there, Kurt McGirt?
I love it. I love it. This is what we need, man. Mix it up. Give us something new and different because we ain't seen this side of John Cena since I was in school.
And who is that next to you? Is that Black Lightning, Larry Bird?
It's your boy, my friends. You already know, but my friends call me BL. Wow. I'm not the one to say I told you so, but I told you so. I felt it in my bones.
Wow. Real quick, what one word can you sum this pay-per-view up? Larry, what one word can you say as an overall word? Just one word. One word.
One word. One word. Oh, one word.
One word.
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
Kurt, what about you? Give me one word.
Phenomenal. I loved it.
Kenny, what one word can you describe this?
C Nation, baby.
You know what? I'm not even going to say a word. All I'm going to say is
That's what I was gonna say, but I'm like, no, that's more than one word, so like I can't say that. So
well, my mouth didn't move. My mouth didn't move. So, you know. But let's get into this. Let's first talk about it. Ken, I know you didn't join us on the prediction show there, but you remember how in the group chat before, I have a friend who works for WWE, the Pyromaniac guy. He texted me earlier and said, Paul, you won't believe who's in the building. She just got out of one of the trucks. She's got her briefcase with her, carry, dressing bag, whatever. And I said on the pre-show, she is there. What happens? So let's talk about the women's elimination chamber. Let's just talk about the first 5 minutes of the match. The music hits, the crowd reacts, and who comes to the ring? Jade freaking Cargill. Ken, what was your thoughts?
well, I wasn't overly surprised. That's something we talked about on here a couple of weeks ago. Myself, you, and Mr. Black Lightning, Larry over there. That's something we talked about. That there was a possibility. We're kind of figuring out how they could set it up, and I thought they did a great job setting it up with having Liv Morgan in there, who was the recently accused, and Naomi, who we all thought was the one that was the perpetrator. Looking at it right now, that's how it appears to be. Obviously more will come out on Monday during Raw or whatever. So I wasn't overly surprised, but it was a nice setup. They're coming in there. You have Liv Morgan, freaking out like, oh, maybe it was Liv, trying to sell it, and then and there Jade, taking the old left and going after Naomi, and then you have Bianca in the background overselling her ass off. Good for her. That was a great job there. So yeah, fantastic. That's what we thought was going to happen, and I thought they did a great job setting it up.
Agreed. Kurt, how did you see that? I mean, Ken said it pretty much exactly how it happened. It was amazing.
It was great, man. Once I seen and I realized, I said, Liv's coming out, so Naomi's not there yet. So, they're starting this first. Mm-hmm. It only made sense with the two of them starting the match off, and when her music hit, I popped. I marked.
Yep. Larry.
And yeah, like Kurt said earlier, man, he said it perfect. Honestly, he said it to me earlier in the night. It was just so much better because Belair was still inside the pod. So there was nothing she could do to help Naomi or act like confused or, anything of the sort. All she could do is just panic, like, what is going on? Because there was nothing she could do to stop it from happening. So it was like genius to have it get starting off like that. I like I said, once the music hit, I said, "Oh shit, are we starting like this?" I thought this would happen later in the match. I still didn't even take it into consideration. You know what I mean? When it was just Liv and Naomi in there, and then bam, music hits. and she dog walked her.
Yeah, and you said it exactly right. Like when it first happened, and Kurt, you said it too, when Liv and Naomi were in the ring together by themselves, and Bianca was trapped. She was, secluded. She couldn't get out. And then the music hits. Like I'm thinking, like, oh damn, Liv, you about to get whooped. And then Ken, just like you said, the left turn. Did you at that point? Let's rewind. At that point, right there, was it Naomi or was it Liv in your mind right there? And before it happened, the left turn, what were you thinking, Kurt? What did you think? Was it Liv going to get her ass beat or was it Naomi?
I knew it was gonna be Naomi. I knew once they fed us that security footage, it wasn't gonna be Liv. They was giving us too much for it to actually be what it was. So as soon I knew it. I knew she was going for Naomi as soon as she hit that ring.
And honestly, there's nothing. That's one thing about Liv. When she does something, like they said, she brags about it.
Yeah.
So she kept saying, like, we didn't do it. Like, I'm not gonna prove. There's nothing I can prove to say we didn't do it. Of course, it looks like we did it, but we didn't do it. But when she does do something, she brags about it. She took Rhea out. She bragged about it. She took Dom. She bragged about it. She does what she does. So no, when they came out, I was like, yeah, she's going right for Naomi right now. This is crazy.
Did you feel the same way?
You know what? The whole time I thought it was Naomi, but still, like when she was walking up there, the way Liv was selling him, like my thoughts are, why is she selling like that if she didn't do it? Why is she like, oh, she should be looking at Naomi like, bitch, you're in trouble. But no, she was selling, oh my God, oh my God. Like, why is she doing that if she knows that she didn't do it? So I'm thinking, well, maybe she did do it then. They had me second guessing myself because the whole time I thought it was Naomi. Like the whole time, all the way up until she's walking, Jade's walking down the aisle and Liv is freaking out, and Naomi's in the corner, all cool, calm, and collected, like, hey, nothing, nothing going on here. And then she starts getting her ass whooped. It's like, it had me second guess myself for a minute, and then I, like Larry said, you walked her like a dog around the ring there. That was pretty good.
Well, before we get to the match, Eddie's been saying this for a while. He's been on this, even on the prediction show. I still believe Bianca is the mastermind. Naomi is the puppet. How do we see that now? Because we know what the shit's going to hit the fan on Monday night. We know what's going to, the conclusion. But how do you feel about this? Is Bianca involved in this? Because, Ken, like you said, she did oversell a lot of her reactions. So how do we look into this?
I don't know. I'm not thinking Bianca was involved. I think maybe in cahoots. I don't think she was the mastermind, as you say. I think she was involved. I think somehow. Either she knew about it and then helped cover it up, or they were in it together. I could see that, but I don't think she was the mastermind. I mean, I don't know. I think it's either they're together, they planned it together, or she found out about it and covered it up. Because it is her better friend than what Jade was. She's been friends with Naomi for a lot longer than she is with Jade. And there's a sense of jealousy there. So.
Okay. Kurt, how do you feel about it? Is Bianca behind this at all, or anything?
I don't think Bianca's gonna be behind it. She's in the middle of it because it's like, hey, I didn't know. How do I know you didn't know? Right. That's where they're gonna run.
Okay, Larry.
Yeah, I'm just not sold on she was behind it. I mean, you kind of need somebody to be a heel in that match, but I think they just want to do something good and competitive with Rhea. Obviously, we still have the Io Sky match too between her and Rhea to Monday night, which we all assume still Rhea's going to retain. So I don't know. I just don't see her being the mastermind behind it. It just doesn't seem.
Okay. After tonight, I feel anything can happen with the storyline from what we've seen tonight, from beginning to end. So this is what I'm thinking. I think she has something to do with it because now I'm looking toward it. I think Bianca beats Rhea Ripley here, expecting that Rhea wins Monday. And Jade Cargill puts herself in the mix here because somehow she finds some footage that Naomi was behind it, like a little text message, a hidden voicemail. that it was to Naomi, like, we'll get away with it. Don't worry about it. Nobody will catch us. Naomi got, caught. Then I think Bianca later on gets that, that little scandal tape or that little scandal voice message. And I think this is what happens, Jade and Bianca for the championship later on. Because they always had that beef in the ring. Who's the strongest, right? So that's what I'm thinking. But
like I
what do
said,
you guys think about
I
that?
just don't want to see her lose at, she hasn't lost at WrestleMania yet. So I would
Mhm.
actually hope that you're right in this situation of her winning the championship from Rhea. But,
Mhm. Michael
I'm
says the
kind of
women's
skeptical.
chamber. Yeah, Michael says the women's chamber kicked that from start from Jade to 100% agreed. And Michael did say he actually was text messaging. He called it exactly what was going to happen. But let's get into this match, man. Who wants to start? Because this was a phenomenal match. Anybody? Talk to me.
All right, I guess I'll kick it off. It was a phenomenal match. A great way to start it off. I mean, I'm starting to be convinced, Paul. I don't know if anybody that's ever watched the show. I've always argued that Bianca Belair's hair is real. I am convinced now that it's not real. That it's really a bullwhip attached to the side of that woman's head, because what she did to Liv Morgan's
Oh,
stomach, with the sound. Now, granted, there are microphones planted everywhere to kind of enhance the sound, but I tell you what, that was crazy. But yeah, even Roxanne Perez was phenomenal in this match. Phenomenal. Alexa Bliss, she had her moments as well. I just start to finish, I thought every girl got their shine in this match,
except
including
Naomi.
Jay.
Except
Well,
Naomi. Except Naomi.
it's except Naomi, but Jade
Yes, she
did.
did,
So
though.
I
But
mean,
in a way, she did. But in
Even
a
a
way,
Wheeler.
she
there were
did.
6 women that got to shine. We'll just say that.
Kurt, what about you?
It was a great match. Lately, over the years, the women have not been disappointing when it comes to like the chambers and rumbles. Like they're always putting on a good show.
Agree. Larry, what about you?
Yeah, Kurt ain't wrong. The last couple years they all been good, but yeah, again, I can't believe that you never knew that was a hair whip, man. She's been using that for years. She's been using it
I
for
wasn't
years,
convinced. I
but
was tonight. I'm convinced.
it only happens once in a while, which they don't wear it out. You know what I mean? So it was obviously a nasty one tonight. You're absolutely right. All the girls got their shine. Yeah, I don't think it disappointed whatsoever. Obviously it was kind of a prediction of mine, so I was like, I'm also happy about that one. Um, yeah, I think it went the way it was supposed to go. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I said earlier too, possibly like um Bliss and Roxanne having some type of interaction, and that's obviously who took her out. So that might build to something. But like you said, she's kind of in the mix with something with Bailey right now too.
Yeah, I
So
agree. I think this match was phenomenal. I mean, from beginning to end, just like Michael said in the comment, everybody had their points. Now I can see a beat between Alexa and Roxanne Perez. And that future right there. Excuse me, and Bianca moving on. Of course, were you like? Is there any type of point in this match that you thought Bailey might win? Because they kept talking about her accolades. Like how many times she's been in it. Was there any point that you guys thought about her winning this? Because no, none of us really even talked about Bailey on even the prediction show going into this match.
I think that's where Bailey's at right now in her career, where she's kind of like an afterthought. It happens a lot of times to top wrestlers where they're they're at the top or near the top for so long in major storylines, then they become like kind of like a filler almost. They're there because they do have the accolades and they do get hyped up a little bit during those matches, but they're still kind of an afterthought. Then eventually they do come back up to the forefront. So I never really thought that she had a chance at all. I thought Roxanne Perez had more of a chance than Bailey did. That's where that was at. I didn't think Roxanne had a chance at all either. So yeah, I just didn't think so.
Larry, what about you?
yeah, same with me. Like she was definitely like an afterthought for me. Like I said, I know she's kind of in this thing. Like she's been floating, helping with NXT and
Yeah.
stuff too a little bit. So yeah, she just kind of she had her moment last year, so she's kind of on a reset. She can get on there. And if younger talent can work with her, then they'll know that okay, yeah, they're ready for the main roster.
Mhm.
So yeah, she wasn't somebody I seen winning. Like I said, my prediction. I said from the gate, Belair. It just made more sense for me for Belair to win this one this year. I know a couple people thought Bliss. I thought maybe you thought Bliss could pull it out or
I
something.
did. I had Alexa.
Yeah, I said you got. That wasn't your number one choice. Like
No,
you let them talk you into it. So
they did. They clowned me. They got me. They got me. Yeah.
You got to trust your own instincts sometimes. You know what I'm
But
saying?
listen, you know what? Like, I was looking forward, like the future. Thinking like, okay, if Alexa wins, there's no damn well that Io is going to beat Rhea on Monday. Well, maybe you know what? Maybe she will, because there's no way that Alexa can get in the ring with Rhea Ripley. I was like looking forward out of the box, basically. One of those predictions. Kurt, before I get to you, Michael says, you remember when Steve Austin got run over, but it was Rikishi? The Jade Naomi is basically the same type of storyline. You guys agree with that?
I did it for Bianca.
I did it for Bianca.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did it for Bianca.
Did it for Bianca. Yep. All right.
I don't remember. I have a poor memory. I don't know. I remember a little bit. I remember the Steve Austin and stuff like that part of it. I don't remember it. So
He hit him with the truck. He ran him over with the truck, and then they was blaming it on other people. And Rikishi came out and was like, "I did it. I did it for The Rock."
Oh, okay. It was that he was like terrible acting too, wasn't it? It was like really.
It was horrible acting.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Eileen checking in. What's going on, Eileen? How you been? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate you. Well, let's continue about the match here. I mean, what was the standout? What was the most standout moment to you during this whole match? I got to go with the beginning. The beginning just set me off right there. Like it could. I didn't care if it was the worst match in history. That first 5 minutes right there was the best thing for me. The entire match, the way they set it off.
Yeah, I think for me it was like that. Yeah, how they started it, I thought it was smart, and the hair whip standing out so badly. You know what I mean? So, like without a doubt, probably those two things. Like I said, man, and then it ended up being like an A plus, an A match. I'll say it all together. It was an A. It was a good. They all, like I said, they shine.
Guys, what do you think about this here, real quick? I know this is sometimes a popular stance where you can't have babyface versus babyface in matches, especially big like championship matches. What do you think about this? Bianca has to turn heel for babyface versus babyface match are not good. What are your thoughts on that?
We got to stop that mindset. We got to stop that thought process, man. It's going to be good.
So she doesn't need to turn.
She doesn't need to turn. Anything, Rhea will be working heel in the match, even though they're both going to get cheered like a motherfucker. But that's just the way it goes. Nobody has to turn.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm with Kurt on that. Nobody got to turn. They like her as a the crowd likes her as a face. And like I said, we're still not considering if they accidentally want to pull the trigger with just say, let's hypothetically out of the box, what happens if Io does pull this out? You're going to get one hell of an athletic match at Mania. You know what I'm saying? Or they might just keep Io in the mix and do a triple threat. You know what I mean? Because they do like Io. You can constantly see that they're putting her out there. So them three in there is I would really like that because I'm concerned about Belair losing at Mania and she hasn't lost yet. So I just don't want that taken away from her just yet. I think it's good that they're giving her something like that.
Another thing I noticed in the match, did you see the point where it was Liv and Bianca outside the ring, Liv inside the ring? She pulled that hair 6 times, like for leverage.
Awesome.
I'm looking at it like, oh my God. And it wasn't just once, it was 6 times that happened. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, she sold it as well because her face hit the chains every time too.
Yeah, great spot. Sometimes you got to use that whip against her. It was just like you said, yeah, you could tell that those ladies went out there and really tried to put something really, really good together. they didn't try to disappoint. I thought it was a hot start.
Yeah, 100%. That was amazing to me. And Ken, just like you said, with Liv's lashes on her, oh my God! Like I know they have microphones in there to boost them, just like you're watching an NBA game. The sound of the swoosh, we get that. But my God, those effects that she had on her, they panned in on that thing 3 or 4 times, and it wasn't just in the front; it was all the way to the back. You know how bad that was. I actually felt it because I almost made a phone call. Ken, you know who I almost called?
You almost called Big Al.
I sure did. I almost called Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123, attorney Big Al. Motor vehicle accident, slip and fall, workman's comp, personal injury claims, or a lash by Bianca. You can say that too. 3 convenient locations throughout Pennsylvania and New Jersey. First in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, PA, Suite 2120 at 1628 JFK Boulevard. Pittsburgh, 500 Grant Street, Suite 2900. And in New Jersey, Cherry Hill, 3 Gwinsward Lane. Make sure you reach out to Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123 for all your accident happens out there. Mention out of the box, no recovery, no fee, and I guarantee it, just by saying those magical words, out of the box sports entertainment, he will say your family, 33 and 3%, no recovery, no fee. So make sure you reach out to Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. So Liv, baby, if you're listening, I know it didn't happen in PA or Jersey, but he's got friends in Toronto. He can help you out too.
Big Al.
Big Al.
I tell you, Liv, she really she was on both sides of Naomi's hair there. She using Bianca's hair, using Bianca's hair for good, and she also got her ass slapped with it. So I mean, just using it as a weapon. When she was using it as leverage, slamming her face, and also like Eddie put up there before, using it as leverage, so Alexa couldn't kick out of that roll up by pulling on that hair. And so I mean, that was a great use of the hair throughout the whole match,
100%.
or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Now, are we, we know the winner there. Are we happy with the winner moving on now? Because the situation still prevails, the Naomi, the Jade Cargill situation, the Rhea versus Bianca, 2 badass women in the ring at WrestleMania. Are we okay with what we've seen tonight prevailing as the winner of Bianca Belair? Larry?
Yeah, I mean, again, just going. That's kind of the direction I wanted to go. I kept seeing I kind of seen the comments too where he said about you never seen a good face on face match, but I mean, you got 2 good wrestlers, like top tier wrestlers. Like we have to stop, like Curtis said, like we have to stop in getting in that mindset of like you got 2 top tier wrestlers. They can go out there at Mania and sneak and steal a show. So you have to be like, we're talking about Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. So you have to get out of that mindset. You got 2 athletic ones. They're gonna bang. I mean, a couple years ago they said Rhea, and I didn't feel that way, but a lot of people felt like Rhea and Flair stole the show at a WrestleMania. So and that wasn't how I felt, but there's a lot of people that said they stole it. So you have to get out of that mindset you have to get in the mindset of who these wrestlers really are and what they can do. So yeah, I'm to answer your question, I apologize. Yeah, I was pleased with what happened tonight. I like where it's going. So
Kurt, what about you? You cool with this decision?
I'm cool with it. We got to understand everything's not all good versus evil in 2025 anymore. It's not. It doesn't work like that anymore. We're talking about 2 of the biggest women, not even in the company, in the industry right now, headlining WrestleMania for the title.
Now, Ken, before I get to Ken, is this WrestleMania Night 1 headlining Bianca versus Rhea Ripley? Is this the main event on the first night? Is it worthy? Let's put it that way.
I think it's worthy. I absolutely think it's worthy. Two top women in all of professional wrestling. It's definitely worthy. Whether or not it will be or won't be, I don't know. Gunther, Jey Uso. I mean, I'm assuming that would be a night 1, type main event. So it's tough to take it from there, but it's definitely going to be one of those 2 matches being the main event of night 1. And if you had Rhea versus Bianca as your night 1 main event, I ain't going to hate it. if it's your co-main event, I'm not going to hate it. So
Mhm.
I think it's going to be a terrific match, and I am happy with the way it went down with Bianca getting the win, just because she is phenomenal. She really is. She's terrific in ring. She's good on the mic, and her and Rhea, or her and Io, or all three. I like the triple threat idea because Io's just absolutely insane in the ring. You don't know what the hell's going to happen with Io, so I was happy with that as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy with it too. I want to congratulate you guys for picking it out. Larry, you got Bianca. Kurt, you had Bianca, and Ken, you had Bianca. I had Alexa Bliss. Wait, we got another name here. Dave.
Where's Dave at?
I don't know.
I thought Dave was supposed to be on.
I thought he was too. I mean,
I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't.
You can't see him either, can you? Guys, can you say? I can't. I don't know.
Can't see him.
Nope. I mean, the crazy thing is, look, we always debate on all shows we do, no matter what. Larry, you might say this, Kurt, you might say that. I say the opposite. But to me, it's the best freaking storyline ever in sports and entertainment. WWE, NXT. They tell you the best story, regardless of who wins. You can't be upset, man, because you were just think of your mom back in the day reading you a good bedtime story. That's what we were read tonight, 100%. I don't care if your man didn't win, your girl didn't win. Tonight was the best story ever told to me, the way it basically from beginning to end, from Jay Cargo all the way up until the decision, which we'll talk about, but let's move on here. Let's talk about now. I know Eddie said this was a bathroom break. Larry, you said this is the eye candy match. Trish is still aged. She looks good. Tiffy, you can't say, damn, she don't look good. She looks hella good. Let's talk about this match. Kurt, I'll start with you. Nia, Candice LeRae. Trish Stratus.
I wasn't mad at the match. It was a very entertaining match. It was good.
That's it, just good?
Yeah. Okay. I would have preferred I would have preferred the Hills win. But
yeah. Larry, what about you?
Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of what I thought it was going to be. It was just a get over match. Obviously, I was wrong again. Like I said, I kind of wanted the Hills to win too, but maybe they don't want Trish doing any other stuff other than that, so that's why they just got the win. Like I said, I wasn't mad at it. It wasn't like a spectacular match. It was what we thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? So it was all right.
Ken, what were your thoughts?
My big, beautiful Samoan queen. I thought she did well. But anyway, it wasn't a bad match. To be 100% honest with you, there was a couple things that had me surprised. The amount of time that Trish spent in the ring taking abuse, I really thought that was surprising. I thought they would have had her on the outside waiting for a hot tag rather than Tiff. But and I'm also surprised that the Heels didn't win. I thought, to be 100% honest with you, I thought the Heels would have won. Candice and Nia, and then you would have had like them trying to do some like extracurricular. But then Trish saving the day, so she still gets over with the Toronto crowd. Toronto crowd's still happy because Trish saved the day or whatever, what have you. But you still have Nia getting the shine and stuff. But I was a little bit surprised by that. But overall, I didn't think it was a bad match. A bathroom break match, I didn't pay attention to this one as much. I was watching the Kings and Blues, so I was kind of back and forth with it because there was points in it where it's like it got kind of slow, and but it wasn't a bad match. It was good. It served its purpose.
Mm-hmm. Good. What do you guys think about this? Wrong person took the pin. What do you guys think about that?
Wait, Nia took the pin.
Nia took the pin. She Eddie basically saying it should have been Candice LeRae taking the pin.
I'm gonna say no. You have to have Tiffany look strong going into WrestleMania. So no, the right person took the pin. You've been and I mean they still have that big feud going on because the real problem isn't between Tiffany and Candice. The real problem is between Nia and Tiffany. Mm-hmm. So no, the right person took the pin. Obviously, you need Tiff. You need Tiff going into WrestleMania against Charlotte looking strong. So, yeah, they They did it right, in my opinion.
Okay. Well, you always have backlash out there. Your boy Eddie always disagrees with you. He still
That's
says
cool.
Candace should be taking the pin.
It's cool. It's
Mhm.
Not,
cool.
I mean,
Usually
there
that's
was a couple weeks ago they wrestled each other. Was it on SmackDown? I guess it was.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks ago. I think it was.
Yeah.
And you know, Nia absolutely dominated Tiff, and so she needed that shine. She needed to pin Nia Jax, and Nia could still come out of that looking good, saying it's a tag team match. There was two of you, blah blah blah. So I mean, for both, it doesn't hurt Nia being pinned by Tiff, but it helps Tiff
Yeah.
pinning Nia. So,
Yeah.
so I think it was absolutely perfect.
Candace is exactly. Candace is always the fall person, so she doesn't have to always be the fall person.
Now, is it time to get away? Eddie does, I kind of agree with it. It's time to get away from the Tiffy, Nia aspect of this whole scenario. You guys agree with that, or do we? Because the focus right now is Princess versus the Queen, correct? Do we fall back on the Tiffy versus, excuse me, the Nia after this, or what?
I mean, kind of yes, but I mean, you're gonna keep Nia in the competition. She's
Mhm.
big. She's dominant. You can't have her wrestling. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah, sure.
non-important matches. Big people are just not supposed to be taking losses all the time. It just what doesn't make sense at all in any aspect. So yes, she's got to focus on that now, and that's what's going to happen. Obviously, Naya's going to be in the way at certain points in times, but that's just a part of the build to Mania. You have to go in looking strong.
Okay. Ken, do you want to take that next comment?
I don't even know if I could, buddy. I don't know if I could. I'll put it up there. Here, we'll put it up. And I don't know, Sean. I don't know what the hell that means. What wrestle has a favorite food? What does that mean, Sean? I speak Shawnese here. I do. I really do.
Yeah.
But that's confusing to me.
All I'm
Sean?
going to say is welcome back, Sean, with the crazy comments because we have no idea what you're saying. Glad to have you back on, commenting on the show. But
Yeah.
elaborate a little bit,
If
please.
you put that in English, that'd be all right.
That's Shawnese. I mean, I speak Shawnese, not fluently apparently, because I don't understand that. But
Gotcha.
I do think they slowly incorporate Charlotte back in because you're on the road to this is the final stretch run to WrestleMania, and it's Tiff versus Charlotte. It's not Tiff, Charlotte, Nia. It's not Tiff, Nia. But you can't just put Nia on the back burner right away. I think you need to slowly wean her off of Tiffany to get Tiff and Charlotte. So you might have another week or so of Tiff and Nia type stuff before you start incorporating more Charlotte, I think.
Now, the next thing I want to ask is it's really off topic here. Larry, I don't know when you wrestled, did your son ever watch you wrestle before?
Yeah, toward the yeah. I mean, one that he can really remember is like my last match, and that was against Randy. So
Oh,
yeah,
Randy? Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
Okay. The reason why I asked that, Ken, I'll start with you since I asked Larry the question there. How would your kids feel watching you sometimes, doing great, but also getting your ass kicked in the ring? For the first time ever to see dad out there getting the shit kicked out of him. How would you think your kids would feel? Because I honestly thought that, man, if that's my son watching me, he's probably going to say, Dad, I hope you got your ass kicked. You know what I mean? That's him, but he's an asshole. But still, how would your kids react to seeing that?
They wouldn't see it. This Fry doesn't get his ass kicked. I got the Fry Foundation on my side. No, but seriously, so I guess from the fan aspect of it, you'd have to think that it's kind of scary for them, but also from the aspect that they grew up around it. So like even though they haven't seen her wrestle, she's been a part of the business, so they understand the business part of it. Like so I don't think they're overly like, hey, mom's getting beat up or whatever, but she's not really getting beat up. Kind of like she's going to be sore, but she's going to be just fine. She's being taken care of and stuff. So I think they understand what's going on, but as from the fans, thought process of it, the regular old fan, like you have to figure that the kids are scared and upset because their mom's getting stomped by that big beautiful Samoan queen and her purple-haired friend.
Kurt, what about you? I know you have little ones too. If daddy's in the ring, how would they what would be the first words after you got out of the match, back in the locker room? What would be the first thing your kids say to you?
For the most part, my kids understand. So,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not sure,
What about you, Larry?
Like I said, my like at the point in time, my son knew like of me doing it, but he never physically seen me doing it. And it was only like 5 years ago or something like that now. So
Okay.
he was actually old enough to understood that I did it because people would always tell him about it. So he kind of understood, but it was just like it was more or less, man. Like for him to get to understand it, I mean, I went out there and took an ass beating. You know what I mean? I got hit with a guitar. It it exploded. I jumped off a ladder. You know what I mean?
I've seen that video.
We went through a table. So no, I mean, yeah, obviously, but I think honestly, it, it from that point on, my son was a wrestling fan. Like from that point on, he wasn't even like into it. So once he saw it, I think he was like, "Wow, my dad does this," and it really sucked him into it. You know what I mean? Because he did ask me a couple times, like, "Are you ever gonna do that again?" You know what I mean? It happens, and like now he thinks he wants to be a wrestler, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Gotcha. Well, before we move on, go ahead.
So, real quick, I got a real quick story. You talk about jumping off ladders and your kid's reaction and stuff like that. So I have an attic right here above me that has a pull down ladder, kind of like what you'd see in Christmas Vacation. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. So I'm putting Christmas ornaments away in this ladder. My kids are sitting, watching TV, just not too far off, not below me, but not too far off. And I exceed the weight limit of this ladder, not realizing it. So I get near the top, I feel a crack, and then it breaks. I fall down. I hit the floor. The ornaments come down back on top of me, and they're laughing at me. So I think they would do just fine if they saw me in the ring getting my ass kicked. So I'm thinking back on that. I can't breathe, and I have my Marcus Allen ornament, that one goes in my tree. He was broken in half. It was terrible trying to glue him back together. Belle from Beauty and the Beast, her arm was missing. I still haven't found it to this day, and this is like 8 years ago.
Well, that's nice.
Okay,
nice.
You know what? I mean, it happened in PA, so you remember that number, Ken. Just make sure you call Jason. If it happened within 2 years, you still have a liability, limitation of, access there. So just make sure you take that number down. But before we get into the next match here, we all have shows on this network, of course. We all do shows. Larry, Kurt, can you guys tell me what this is about a little bit?
Oh man, you already know. It's every Tuesday night. It's me and my boy Kurt. Two homeboys just doing what we do, talking wrestling, the part-time marks. Sometimes we have special guests on with us just to, keep the show exciting, because sometimes me and Kurt agree a lot on stuff. So we like to have mixed opinions. So, if somebody ever wants to tap in with us, shoot us a message. I mean, if you're going to act like you're knowledgeable, we could possibly make something work. We're just not going to take the average person on with us. But yeah, you know what we do Tuesday nights, Kurt. It's always something good.
And also, there's another host on the network. Ken, what is this about?
The Silver and Black Lair Raiders edition at Fridays, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. 10 a.m. 9 a.m. on Friday. This upcoming week, talking Raiders. We have the draft coming up and all that good stuff. So I'll be doing that. Also, Tuesday morning, 9 a.m. Silver and Black Lair, LA Kings. Kings getting their asses kicked again tonight. And hopefully they bounce back Monday night. And then, of course, on Wednesday, the Bat Cave. We got the Bat Cave talking New York Mets baseball, spring training in full effect. That's at 9 a.m. as well.
Awesome. Everybody's got those shows out there they're talking about. I wish I had a show out there. Oh, wait.
You have a show?
I think I do.
You might have a couple.
Fridays at 7 p.m. And it's back inside the Octagon. This week, 7 p.m. I am so stoked. My man Josh and I are going to be bringing you UFC 313 predictions, talking about everything inside the Octagon. So I can't wait. I'm glad we all have shows out there, guys. I'm glad we do.
Welcome back.
Do you have any other shows?
I actually do, but my co-host, he can't see me right now. Wednesdays, 9:30, the Cowboys Weekly with myself and Dave, who's not here tonight for some odd reason. I have no idea why, but Wednesdays, we talk Cowboys. This week, we are going to be talking about all the players, free agents going on, who we keep, who we let go. It's like Jerry says, we're all in, but you already know what that means. All in doesn't mean shit when you're a Cowboys fan.
No,
it doesn't mean shit. So I'm glad we got some good shows on here because a lot of shows are hilarious, especially that Cowboy show where we're just talking out our ass, But let's get into the next match. We have sponsors here, but this match wasn't even sponsored by the WWE. It was unsanctioned. Before the prediction show, we said how many ambulances are going to show up, how many stretchers are going to show up, how many ladders are going to be used, how many tables. We got tables, we got chairs, we got barbed wire, and we got a RKO. Couple. And how many refs got RKO? We didn't even count all that. But what the hell? You weren't on the prediction show, but start me off with this unsanctioned match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in their house, Toronto.
I don't know, Larry, if you remember a few weeks ago when you were on a drop with us, we were saying how could they do this? If Sammy's not cleared, I said they possibly do one of those like street fight type matches or whatever, where it's not ran by WWF or WWE, whatever the hell you want to call them. But anyway, that's kind of what the route they went. Great match, a lot of cool spots and stuff. The whole barbed wire chair kind of like. Why is there a barbed wire chair? Who sits on the barbed wire chair? That didn't make much sense. I really thought there was going to be more blood. I thought that like if there's going to be blood in a match, it would have been this one. But Liv Morgan had more blood coming out of her stomach from a hair whip than this match. I was kind of surprised that all the tables. Sammy with that great spot where KO was on the top rope. Dropped down and pushed Sammy off onto those, was it 2 or 3 tables, whatever it was. And it seemed like Sammy took all the table shots. And the spots with the chairs was fantastic as well. It's a great match. And the return of Randy Orton, RKO galore. Real quick, I was watching this match and I'm thinking to myself when they first started, I'm like, why isn't that referee wearing a referee shirt? So I'm like, okay, I get it. It's not sanctioned by WWE, but like, then you have Charles Robinson running the 100-yard dash again.
He always does.
That's his thing. That's his thing. He's ready for it.
Kurt, what about you? What are your thoughts on this match?
I loved it. It was everything I expected it to be. It was brutal, it's violent, and they both got their asses beat.
Larry?
Yeah, it's exactly what I wanted. I mean, like you said, the chair wrapped in barbed wire, innovative. You know what I mean? It was innovative. It was another element to add to it. Yeah, like you said, it was brutal. They know how to tell a good story every single time they do it. That's why they want this storyline and they want to build it near WrestleMania if they're gonna pull that type of trigger. Obviously, Sammy is probably gonna be out for a while now. But yeah, it was what I wanted. And like you said, I get it why they didn't have no blood. They just they technically didn't need it because it was like it's gonna be brutal enough without it. I thought it would have happened, but I mean you seen them backdrop drivers on the chairs. Just straight nasty.
The one, speaking of the drops on the chairs, the one where Sammy put KO down, it landed right on his neck. And I'm like, oh my God, that was amazing. But the one, our other co-host, Dave, who's not here, he was mentioning something like, the injury. We already know that injury was not what it is because any dude with a cervical injury out there was not taking those bumps or anything that Sami Zayn did, so. But my God, it was one hell of a match. But I want to say one thing. He didn't comment about this, but Michael Kaepernick during the match, he did text me, going on through the match there. And did you guys hear Pat McAfee, the line of the day, as Mike Kaepernick called it to me? He said when KO was, going through the crowd, Sami Zayn hit him with a trash can. And the line of the night, according to Michael Kaepernick, he got hit by Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah.
Michael texted me that. He's watching right now. He did text me that. I almost pissed myself when I heard the voice message with him say that. The best line of the night was Pat McAfee. Sami Zayn hits KO by Dominic Mysterio. The trash can. It was
Michael
so funny.
Yeah, Michael Cole followed up with that corny joke too. He's like, "Yeah, he is grouchy sometimes."
Yes, exactly right about KO. Yes.
He was like, yeah, we're here all night, guys.
Yeah, and that's when he put the trash can over KO's head, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
It was right after that. It was right after he said that line. He said the Dom Mysterio line twice, and then he was like, "Well, I mean, he is grouchy," and it got real quiet for a second.
Mhm.
And he was like, "Yeah, we're here all night, y'all."
What do you guys think about this one here? Mike Pepperell says the barbed wire chair was bad. It didn't even stick to KO's shirt. Larry, you've been in the ring. I don't know if you ever got hit with barbed wire before, but how did you feel about that? Being a wrestler, seeing this, that the improv or the technical part of the let's say props. What would you say to that?
I mean, I think you're overthinking it. I mean, it doesn't have to. Man, yeah, being inside the ring, sometimes you don't need all that. It's just the illusion of you seeing it. Like, because wrestling is an illusion. So every time it happened, I'm still like, I still grunted because of the simple fact of no matter what, that shit still hurts. There's like there's you can't fake it. You know what I mean? When you're getting hit by that, you're still feeling that pins and needles type feeling. It's still scratching you a little bit. Yeah, he has a t-shirt on, so that's saving him. But obviously, that shit still hurts.
I mean, this reminded me of like a Mick Foley match, with all the thumbtacks, things like that. That's what I was getting into tonight. I'm like, oh my God, I'm just Larry, you've been in the ring. I'm just sitting there as a watcher of the sport, the entertainment, thinking like, oh, that actually, sometimes I'll sit there like, oh, that actually, I felt that, my back hitting a chair or hitting a table, just like Ken, you said, he got flown off and he hit 2 tables off that little somersault there. Like, I feel those things. And man, it was just a brutal match. But are we okay with the ending of how it ended? Because Sammy was knocked out. He was in basically just good night. That's what he was. But are we okay with this? Could we took it a little bit different in your eyes, Ken? What do you think? Maybe we could have gone a little different because it was one-sided toward the end to me.
No, I think they wanted it one-sided towards the end to kind of show that Sammy was not 100% like into it. Like he was coming in as the one that's been mostly banged up with the neck injury and stuff. So no, I think it ended the way it was supposed to. So
okay, Larry, what about you?
Yeah, I thought it ended the way it was supposed to. Somebody gets carted off. Basically, I mean, we technically didn't see that, but I'm pretty sure.
Right.
He took multiple power bombs on the you know what I mean, on and yeah, it led up to being one-sided. I mean, Sammy was extra hot. So, and then instantly turned around like that. KO took advantage. It clearly, it ended the way we thought. Somebody was going to beat him down.
Okay. What about you, Kurt?
I think the ending was perfect.
Okay.
I feel like, it was back and forth to start, but, Sammy was mostly running on adrenaline. He wanted to get his hands on Kevin. But once that died down, it was going to be one-sided. He was going to get his ass handed to him towards the end of the match, always.
So we always talk about, having your boys' backs no matter what. You get your ass beat down, your boy better step up and help the hell out. Did Sammy get what was coming to him? Because I feel that he did. Because if my boy ever let me down, I feel sorry for you on our next little visit. You know what I mean? So, Ken, how do you feel? Did Sammy get the correct whipping pretty much?
Pretty much, I would say. With the long history between Sammy and KO, though, it's kind of like, if I'm Sammy, I'm kind of, when he was during that match that KO had with Cody. If I'm Sammy, I'm there, supporting my friend, but I'm also thinking like, son of a bitch, all those times you hit me with this or you hit me with that, you turn your back on me, you son of, So I mean, I don't know. So he got what was coming, for not having KO's back, but he was there supporting him. So it is what it is.
Kurt, you got that look on your face, man. Did he get his justice?
Yeah, I mean, enough of it, probably not. you know, but
Not for KO anyway.
yeah,
Larry, what about you? Did he get it?
Yeah, honestly, I thought KO was gonna beat him up a little bit more.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I
So
thought.
yeah, I thought once he got over on him, he was gonna really try to get rid of him. But obviously, they cut that off before it was
Gotcha.
too
100%.
late. Too
Well,
late.
when he peeled back that mat, I really did think that he was
Yes.
going to get Sammy over there, at least over there before the Randy music hit. Because like when KO turned around and started coming back, like somebody's going to help Sammy, and obviously the Randy talk has been picking up a little bit. So
Mhm.
I'm like when is it going to hit? Is it going to hit right before Sammy hits this move, or is it going to hit after Sammy's head is driven through the cement, not through the cement, but you know what I'm saying. So I thought he was going to get him down on the floor at least for one more opportunity before Randy's music hit.
100%, 100%. Before we get to a surprise visit, let's shout out Foster Covers, guys. One of our good friends.
Foster.
If you guys love the Bears, make sure you turn in his podcast. Check him out, please. He's a good guy. He always tunes into us. We tune into him. So make sure you check him out because NFL season is coming up. Let him know if you hate the Bears or you love the Bears. Make sure you reach out to him to subscribe to his channel as well. Let's talk about Ken. You said the music hits right before the mat was pulled away. What was going through your mind when you heard that music? We knew he was coming. It was kind of obvious he was coming. But Larry, how do you feel when you heard that music? Like it's about to go down.
It was pretty funny. I was in the car with one of my good friends, and he doesn't watch wrestling often, but he knows how much I watch it. So like, I like kind of tell him what's going on. So we're sitting in the car. I was actually watching it from my phone, and I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "This is about to get nasty at some point." And then he started beating up Sammy. I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Any minute now, Randy Orton should be coming." He was like, "Oh, you think he's coming back?" I'm like, "Yeah." I, I was like, at some point, like you said, I thought he'd get him over there to the cement. But no sooner the music hit, I just jumped up, was like, bingo, and he started laughing. He was like, what? I was like, here comes Randy Orton right now. He was like, nice, man. He was like, you know your wrestling shit. I'm like, it's just all about timing, man. All about timing. So yeah, it was perfect.
Kurt, how did you feel? Because we all talked about, the Viper's going to make his decision. Who's he going to attack? Does he turn? Because the Viper we never know about. How did you feel when he came out and, his little visitation with KO?
that's the match we need. I mean, I feel like if he was going to turn it on anybody, it would be Cody.
Okay. Ken?
I thought the best reaction was KO's face when the music hit. It's son of a bitch. He just had that long match. He's just getting ready to finish Sammy off here, and hearing that music, it's like I almost felt it. I mean, it's one of those like, you hit the gym and you kind of wake up the next morning, you're all sore, and your alarm's going off, you have to go to work. You're like, oh my freaking, we gotta do this again. That music hit, and it's KO's like, oh my god, he's back. I'm in trouble. I got to roll my fat ass back in the ring now. Here we go. And it was, I thought it was perfect. It was a perfect timing, great timing. And Randy looks awesome. He looks thick.
Yeah. Can we talk about that? I mean, Michael Kaepernick was, texting me back and forth as well. Does the WWE, they don't do blood drug tests, do they? They only do hair?
They do drug tests. I don't know what they do or don't do. I don't care. I don't care if these guys are to the gills with steroids. It's not my body. It's for my entertainment. So it's the same thing with football and baseball.
Mm-hmm.
That's their body. It's not my body. If that's what they need to do to make millions upon millions of dollars, then I'm cool with it. Whatever.
Because I tell you what, I'm 53, man. If I can be blessed with a body, Randy Orton is that dude, man. He's
he's been keeping in great shape for a long time. This isn't like a brand new. Like,
oh yeah.
Randy Orton's been in great shape for a long time. I'm not even going to put that on him. But yeah, they're not doing steroids or anything right now. They're not letting that shit happen.
Well, whatever.
I mean, they're allowed to smoke some weed now. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need steroids to be a superstar anymore. That's clear. That was in the 80s. You don't need roids to be a superstar now. So
Michael says no blood test is what they do, but whatever he's on, whatever he's doing, bottle it up and send it to me because I need that shit. And Ken, you're 100% right. The look on KO's face was just, and we always talk about the angles of the WWE, how they pan the camera. Ken, you said it correctly. When that music hit, KO's face was just like, are you fucking kidding me? I got to go another 15 rounds with this son of a bitch. The angle that KO's face was, it just told the story of what he's about to go through.
Well, here's the other thing with one more thing with Randy and testing and whatnot. He's been in trouble a couple times with the substance abuse policy with WWE, and it's a 3 strikes and you're out policy. I don't know if that still exists or not, but he's already on 2, so one more strike against him. Now it's been years. It's been many years since he's been dinged for it. Yeah, and
they haven't been for like since what's his name was there. Riddle. So Riddle and
he would have been out quick.
Riddle and him got the weed policy. Riddle and Orton got the weed policy stopped a long time ago. So
Riddle reminds me of Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont. That's who he reminds me of. You guys seen that movie, correct?
Yeah.
That's who he reminds me of. With in Mr. Hand's room. Yo, I order the pizza. That reminds me of him.
He's just a regular guy.
Yeah.
But I mean, like in the past, so there's still dings. I don't know. Like again, I don't know if they still exist. I know they don't test for weed anymore, but I don't know if those are still strikes against him if they've been wiped clean. It doesn't matter. But like Larry said before, he's kept himself in great shape. Because basically his whole career. You look at young Randy to Randy now. Obviously, they're 2 different people because young Randy was young, and old Randy's old. So he's got to look different. That's just how it is. I mean, as you age, you look different, and your body just shapes differently then. And the dude is just, packed on a ton of muscle, and he's been doing that for probably going on a decade now, to be honest with you. So it's not anything that's too obscene. It's just every time you see him, it's like he looks ripped. The dude is just jacked.
The crazy thing is, go ahead.
And like you guys said though, about Owens being like scared, he played both kind of roles, like as if he was scared when he first heard the music, but once he was inside the ring, he had that mad crybaby face. Like you said, I know I'm good what I'm getting into, but I'm not really scared of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, go ahead and bring it. Just bring it. I'm ready.
Yeah, just bring it. It is what it is. I know what I did. So
yeah. But the crazy thing is we talk about wrestlers' physiques and stuff like that. I was up to like 270 almost a year ago because I was out of shape, working back in. Now I'm at 232. And I look at people like Randy Orton, like 290 pushing, and there ain't an ounce of fat on this dude. I'm thinking like, damn, I'm 230 and I got flat. You know what I mean? Then I look at these other wrestlers like, holy shit, that's amazing. Kudos to them, man. They keep in shape 24/7. We of course we only see them on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, and pay-per-views. These dudes work out 24/7 a day because it's amazing how they keep their bodies in tune. Taking the bumps and bruises every night. It's amazing.
You also have to remember some of these guys are 6'4", 6'5" too. You know what I mean? So you should be kind of that big. You know what I mean? Like that's around where your margin, they say you should be. Like
right.
Yeah, none of us are that tall. So
that's true. Well, Ken's the tallest out of all. Ken's 6'9".
Right. Yeah. Sure am.
Yeah, I'm pushing. I'm hot, very high for my ethnicity. I'm Asian and I'm 6 foot, so I'm okay. But what was your grade for this match? I mean, Kurt, you said it on prediction show. Your expectations. I'll start with you because you said expectations didn't live up to your expectations tonight.
Yeah, 100%. I loved it. I'm gonna give it a solid A.
Okay. Larry.
Yep. A for me. Another good match. It lived up to what I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Ken.
A for me as well. It was a great match. They got the physicality, you got the storytelling, you got Randy Orton back. It was awesome. And there's 2 other things that one surprised and one I really liked. The use of the ring bell. You don't see that much anymore. Use of the ring, the bell next to the ring. And also the fact that the announce table didn't get destroyed at all in this whole pay-per-view. Like that, some part of it usually gets ripped off or destroyed. Nothing. It wasn't used at all, especially in this match. It kind of surprised me. I thought they would have used some part of the ring. I guess who was it? KO grabbed I don't know
the monitor. I think it was one of the monitors.
Box, yeah. maybe like
Yeah.
the Wi-Fi box or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
But besides
iPad.
that, like they didn't just smash the table. So kudos.
Agreed. Yeah, I give it an A with this one here. I enjoyed this match too. It lived up to expectations. Like I said, I said during the prediction show, this storyline to me, I gotta give that A plus. Regardless of how the match ended, but I love this match. I gotta go solid A. 100% there. It was really just something that the story continues in a big way. It continues, and you can't go wrong with this story because it's been going on for 20 plus years, and it's here. Two brothers, two best friends. I hate you, I love you. In your own hometown, you got your ass kicked. The storyline continues, man. It continues. This. If Sami Zayn comes back from this could be WrestleMania Part 2 for these guys right here against each other, and I'm cool with that. I'm definitely cool with that. 100%. 100%. Michael says it was an A to him as well. 100%. I agree. So how do we move on to the men's chamber event here? Well, I don't know. Where do we start with this? Larry, go ahead.
Wow. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was a real good, solid chamber match. Kind of played out the way I was thinking. It was a wild way that we got there. But again, great storytelling. I hate you. I hate this guy this bad that you're not going to get what you want whatsoever.
Right.
So, and I mean, that still adds more layers to how he gets to this main event match because I think he somehow gets in there. But yeah, CM Punk or Seth stomping Punk made a lot of sense, And then I thought it was awesome that while Cena had him in the submission, he was screaming, "Die, die!" Yeah, I was like, the artist storytelling's good here. A lot of good spots. Yeah, it was what I thought it was going to be. It was a decent chamber match, and Cena pulls it out.
Yeah. Kurt, how did you feel about this from beginning to end? What was your caption on this?
Probably one of my favorite chamber matches of recent. Star-studded chamber match. Everybody played their role well. We all got to play our role. And everybody did a fantastic job. The final three was exactly who I thought it should be. And somebody said earlier the ending was trash. I love the ending.
Yeah, we'll get into that. We'll get into storylines and outcomes and people's predictions and people's reactions to it a little bit. Ken, what did you see with this one here from beginning to end?
It was awesome. So this is one of those chamber matches where you look at it, you're like, you could almost see each one of those guys winning. Like it's hard to pick a winner in this one. Like I didn't really think Priest was gonna win it, but that's probably one of the few in that match where you couldn't look and see an angle where he could win. I thought Priest was probably the only one where I didn't think he had a shot at winning. Whereas everybody else, you can kind of see an angle like, well, maybe, maybe this, maybe that. But it sets up so many different storylines moving forward. It was awesome. It was perfect. I thought it was setting up the Punk and Seth Rollins, setting that part of it up. The way it did end, I thought was fantastic because it did set up another storyline, and Cena gets the win, and it just is a very, very good match that served a ton of different purposes heading into WrestleMania.
Okay. Michael says it wasn't that good to him. He gave that match a below ratings on there, But I actually thought it was a really good match. I enjoyed this match here. The ending was really something that, Kurt, just like you said, it made sense to me. Seth Rollins giving him the courage to stop CM Punk and watching, what? I can't win. Screw you. One of those moments. Screw you, dude. Screw you. I'm not winning. And you ain't either, brother. Very simple. Cena gets the victory, of course. But I was kind of pissed off because my prediction, Drew McIntyre was his first son of a bitch eliminated. I was like, nah, come on, a crybaby. Now I'm going to hear this shit on Monday. A 30-minute promo of whining, why I didn't win. You cost me this. So I'm going to see that, but I don't know. I mean, this match to me was pretty damn good. Logan Paul, what did you guys think about him He sold. I'll tell you one thing. This dude takes bumps like crazy. He had his head slammed into that chamber 5 times, and a lot of times I see people put their hands up. This dude took the hit with his face 5 straight times. He's nasty.
Yeah, he's bold. Like Kurt said, he's bold, but he understands. That's the thing about Logan Paul. He gets dogged, but I don't dog him because normally I'm like celebrities outside shouldn't do it. But if you're gonna take it serious, like Logan Paul does, that like he goes out there and does that because he's against CM Punk. He fully understands he's not gonna look like shit, and he's not gonna make them look like shit. He's very, very smart for that. Logan Paul, he always does something. We knew he would do something. He did the frog splash off the top of the cage. It was all right. He was all right.
Gotcha. I agree. I agree. I think he's one of the best showmen, coming out there. Billions of followers coming to a new generation of wrestling where you think, Hollywood celebrity coming over. But this dude has sold me ever since the Ricochet moment, at the Rumble, 2 years ago. He sold me right then and there. And he's still evolving is the word I like to use with him. Yeah. Evolving. How do you guys feel about his mic work? I don't think he's the best on the mic, though. I think he still needs a lot of practice on the mic. But in ring, he's phenomenal.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, the mic, it could use some work, but still, no matter what he says, it's going to catch heat, like Michael was saying there, Michael Kaepernick. No matter what he says or how he says it, he's going to get heat for it. So it really doesn't matter a whole lot. It just it's he does it in ring and people don't like him. So that's all he needs, really. It doesn't matter really what he says or how he says it. It's just going to be known for catching heat. And he does take it serious because I've seen training footage of him. He has a ring set up and he's practicing everything. That's kudos to him. You love him or hate him, the dude does take it seriously. He's not out there for to promote a movie or promote his social media or anything like that. He's there to be a wrestler. When he's there to be a wrestler. So he does a great job.
Agree, 100%. Let's talk about the ending here. Kurt, you said this curb stomp. It made sense. You see that face, you see the expression. I'm not winning, neither are you. I screwed you. John Cena wins. You guys did say John Cena that was going to win this. Let's talk about the ending here. When the final 3 occurred, just like you said, it's what you expected, these final 3. Were you 100% sold right then and there that John Cena was the winner of this Elimination Chamber?
100%. 100%.
Okay.
No doubt.
Same thing?
Yeah, I felt like I was like, yo, Cena got to win this. I just think it makes more sense. Again, I was still in my friend's car, so he was like, he was like, well, I did know it was going to come down to these two. I said, yeah, you did understand that.
Brother, first of all, how long were you in the damn car for?
We was out for a while. We stopped and actually I was watching it on my phone, so we stopped and had a drink at the bar. Okay. So I was out for a little bit, but I had my phone the whole time, like I was like a female doing selfies.
Okay.
We stopped at the bar. I had phone in my hand, but I just told him Cena is so close to that record. This could be a very, very good time to try to pull the trigger.
Ken, how did you feel with the final 3 coming down to who was in there? Punk, Rollins, and John Cena. How did you feel at this point right now?
I didn't think Cena was going to win. So when they had that presser after the last pay-per-view, which was what was it, the Royal Rumble? So I didn't, like everybody's talking about heel Cena and all that good stuff. And so you start kind of saying, maybe he does have that chance. But then when it got down to Rollins, Punk, and Cena, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think he's going to get it done. I'm a big Cena fan. I've always been a Cena fan. Even when he was Thugonomics Cena, I just thought, I liked his character. I liked his look. I liked his character. And I wasn't sold. I didn't think he was gonna win. As much as I wanted him to, and I'm happy that he did, I just didn't think it was gonna happen. I thought it was gonna be a Punk or a Rollins, and then it was just gonna move on to a feud Punk Rollins, and like they're gonna start trying to screw each other no matter who won. But yeah, I'm glad it was Cena.
I want to get in this comment here because the feud is already set. Seth Rollins versus CM Punk Mania. We're going to get that right 100%. That's going to be happening in my eyes. But what is the favor, and when will it be called in from CM Punk to Paul Heyman? When do we see this? Because this might be like the Money in the Bank carrying the briefcase. I'll call it in when I need it. What is the favor, and when will it be in play? Because that's only going to be used for a title shot, correct?
Got it. I think they want us to forget about it a little bit so they can surprise it.
Okay.
I don't know what he could do other than is Paul Heyman on some board that we don't know about?
Is he under Rock's commission?
Is he under? Because right then and there, this is where the favor could come in handy. Like, you're gonna have to get me in that match with both of them.
So could somebody hire Paul Heyman a favor?
Possibly.
Could. But it wouldn't be called in during the WrestleMania campaign, would it? It would have to be after, because this feud right now.
Why not?
To be honest, I understand. He looked at that WrestleMania sign like 7 times during the match, twice before, and even during it a couple times. He looked at the WrestleMania sign. I know he wants the belt. He wants that strap. But I think it's more because we talked about when you have a beef with somebody. How many times tonight in that ring did we notice that a pinfall happened because you chose to go after a person out of vengeance? We've seen that tonight. It got out of hand tonight. So to me, it's already set up Rollins versus Punk. I don't think Punk is eyeing down that WrestleMania. I think he wants to see Seth Rollins more than a belt right now to beat his ass. And then we can talk about the favor of whoever wins between Cody and Cena.
I'm gonna have to push back because now Cena done sold out.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that one. Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's what I know. But that's gonna piss Punk off, man. I don't think he's gonna like that whatsoever. Like the way you went about it. So this still gives me the right to try to figure out how I can get in there and fuck this up for you now, because this is what you did.
Okay.
But yeah, you can go ahead. I don't want to get too far ahead of us.
Kurt, I'll go with you. What is the favor here? When and where, or what is it?
I feel like agreeing with Lightning here. He would want to interject himself in that match just to try and ruin it for John Cena. I can't grasp what else it could be other than a shot at a title.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
I'll disagree a little bit. I think it's an agreement for a shot at a title, but I think only when Roman gets a title. Because I don't see, unless like Kurt said, unless somebody higher up owes Paul a favor, I don't see how Paul has any authority to say, "Oh yeah, I promised Punk, I promised him a title shot. So can you guys squeeze him in?" That I don't see any other way they can do it. I mean, there could be either a myriad of other type of favors that Punk could agree upon. Maybe like 5 minutes with Heyman's wife or something. I don't know. I don't know what else it could be besides a title shot. And the only way it could be granted is if Roman had a title. That's the only thing I can think of. I don't see how Heyman can interject Punk into a title match without having any authority, unless, again, like Kurt said, somebody higher up owes Paul Heyman, which you never know. You never know.
Paul Heyman has a direct connect phone to The Rock. Let's never forget that. Remember, he had the bloodline, he had the Roman phone, and he had the Rock phone. So if he goes to him and says something, you're going to need to call The Rock.
Okay. Now,
but
go ahead, Ken.
Why would Rock go against John Cena then? John Cena is his underling now. Why would he allow Heyman to interject Punk into a match that could possibly hinder John Cena winning the championship over Cody? Unless Cena wins and he allows Punk to wrestle Cena after WrestleMania. But then, because I think Punk's gonna be too busy with Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. I don't think that it's gonna be anything at WrestleMania.
See, that's where I'm at too. I think it's already the stage has already been set in my eyes. It's going to be Rollins and CM Punk. That is his key focus right now. But what is the pay-per-view after WrestleMania?
Backlash.
Backlash.
WrestleMania Backlash.
Okay, this is where I think the favors may be called in because for some reason now I think Cena does get that, even though he's a goat in my eyes. I think he gets that status. That he takes a strap from Cody Rhodes. It's Rock's boy. CM Punk beats Rollins, and he puts the favor in place. Backlash. This is where he gets his title. Cena rides off. Hey, he got his all-time record. He's got it. CM Punk overtakes Cena, and then this is where the feud comes back with Rollins, or if Roman steps into the issue as well. This is where I see that. I don't see it. I don't see it at WrestleMania though. I can't. I mean, the storyline to me with Rollins and Punk after that curb stomp. That look on both their faces just told the story for me that I need to see more. I need to see more at WrestleMania, to me.
Yeah, I just, they kind of had a WrestleMania match already to open up Netflix. I don't think they
right.
They don't technically have to do it again, and not to mention the Roman Reigns still plays a factor in this too because he stomped him too.
Maybe a triple threat?
There's a possibility there. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can get Roman, Punk, and Seth. This is how we get to there.
Okay.
Possibly.
Ken, who did you have winning this match? You're driving back, to the house. Well, who did you have winning this match?
I had Punk.
Punk. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My son of a bitch was eliminated first, Drew McIntyre.
Well, and I'm a big McIntyre fan. I love Drew McIntyre. I thought it was perfect the way he was eliminated, though, because he is like his shtick is now like everybody's trying to screw him. He's always pissed off and always whining about something. And it was just perfect that he loses on a roll up, by Priest after what happened before did he hit a Claymore or something like right before that or something happened right before that where he's feeling good about himself. He gets rolled up and that's how he loses. So, it was perfect. And I love Drew McIntyre. I'm a big McIntyre fan, but it's like, that's how it should happen. So
exactly. Larry, you guys got it right. You guys got it correctly. You both said Cena, you and Kurt, so congratulations there as well. But can we just talk about the decision? Let's make the decision here. Let's talk about this. Cody's out there. But before we get into the decision, at any point during the decision when John Cena was still in the ring, did you have any thoughts in your mind, an out-of-the-box thought, that something weird is going to happen because John Cena is just sitting there chilling in the corner, But he did pay respects, but he sat in that corner and just chilled and basically just gave all the props and everything to Cody. But at that point, did you think anytime Cena's got something going on here? Did you guys think that at all? Ken, what did you think?
I thought it was weird. I kept thinking to myself, like, why the hell is he still there? Like, this is a Cody Rock thing. I'm like, does he think it's weird that if he just kind of sneaks out of the ring or what I mean? Like, I don't know. I thought it was weird that he was still there. And the Travis Scott. I'm not 100% sure who Travis Scott is, but he was there too, and I didn't understand what he was there. I still don't understand why he was still there. Just as I guess just to hold the bell. I guess I don't know, but
they like him. They just he's involved with WWE now. I mean, obviously he makes music.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, he's involved with WWE somewhat, and I think they might bring that hardcore title back for something they're going to do with him in the future, possibly.
Okay. Kurt, did you feel a little weird when Cena was just chilling in the ring?
Because like they said, usually when it shifts over to somebody else, they'll sneak their way out of the ring. But it also made sense that John Cena stayed there to see what Cody's decision was going to be. But the way he was in the back, hyped like a cheerleader, I was like, he's doing too much. He's definitely turning.
Larry, what about you?
I mean, I felt it. I've been feeling it for weeks. Like, this is the perfect setup. I was like, this is the perfect setup. Like, okay, Cena, like you said, when he didn't get out the ring and Cody came straight out,
Yeah.
something just I got to cooking like, yo, it's really gonna happen.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like, watching him chill in the corner there, just like, Eddie said and Kurt said, being a cheerleader, basically. He oversold it, giving him his props, of course. When the song was going on, he did one of these to him, like, give him the props. Crowd, go ahead, react to it. The nightmares here, whatever. But when it happened, I was just like, something's going to turn here because is it going to be Cena? Yes, no. Like, in my mind, I'm thinking like, no, yeah, no, yeah, back and forth in my mind. But when the decision was made, the best line to me of the night was, fuck you, Rock. Like one of those. It was just like,
go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He really said that, and then the Rock's this look on his face like, you just dissed the Rock in front of billions and billions of people.
Yep.
When he said that, what did you guys feel right there? Ken, what did you feel?
I had a couple different feelings on it. One, I thought it was perfect. Two, I had my 6-year-old there with me. I'm like, oh, buddy, I'm like, who's that? He goes, that's The Rock. And I said, oh, John Cena's there too. He's like, oh, there's John Cena. And he goes, well, who's that guy? I said, that's Cody. And then Cody goes, go fuck yourself, Rock. And I look at him, oh, and he looks at me and goes, oh, he shouldn't say that. I said, no, he shouldn't say that. So there's a couple different feelings I had going on there, but you know what? It was perfect. It was perfect. And with John Cena, I wasn't too weirded. I didn't think it was weird that Cena stayed in the ring when Cody was coming out because you had Rhea and Jesus Christ, I can't think who the winner of the first chamber match,
Bianca.
You had Rhea and Bianca had their face off, but as at the top of the ramp. But you knew Cody was coming out, so I thought it wasn't. I didn't think it was too strange that Cena stayed out for that, but then the go fuck yourself Rock thing, that I thought it was perfect because that's what he said. That's what The Rock said to Cody on was it to Cody on TikTok back last year on the road to WrestleMania. Did he say go fuck yourself, Cody?
He said a lot of shit last year.
But there's the go fuck yourself goes back to that.
Yeah.
And I think it was the Cody. He just say, yo, go fuck yourself. And then that was on TikTok. And I remember that after Cody said those words, I'm like, shit, that's right. Rock said that to Cody on TikTok last year. So it was perfect there. But yeah, it was yeah.
And he says, Ken, don't use that line on Paul. He says that shit on to me. Go fuck yourself, Paul. Every damn day. Go fuck
yourself, Paul.
Every damn day. It's like, I just like it every day. Larry's already said it. Kurt's already said it to me. I'm just used to it. It's not a big deal.
You know who didn't say it? Cowboy Dave didn't say it because he's not here.
Yeah, you know what? Speaking of Dave, where the hell is he? Anybody know?
He didn't like the outcome of this match, as far as I know.
Yeah, he's wiping the blood off of Cody Rhodes' belt that Rock whipped him with.
I don't get it. Like, Dave's very passionate about what he sees, but it's no reason not to be on the show. Look, I disagree. Larry disagrees. Kurt disagrees. Ken disagrees. We all disagree on everything. To me, my thing is with WWE, even AEW, NXT, TNA, whatever we watch, let's all agree it's the best goddamn storyline that's ever fucking told for a man to watch. This is our soap opera. This is what we love. This is what we work around our schedule to tune into whenever they're on because the storyline is told regardless of who wins. It's a story. It's a story. Live with the story. I don't care, but to get all bent out of shape, he's my boy. It doesn't make sense to me, man. It doesn't make sense to me.
Rough night.
Sorry, it just don't. But getting back to the decision here, the decision, even though he made his decision to back out of the show tonight, the decision. Let's talk about the look on. I know he's an actor, man. He's been in millions and millions of movies. But that look on his face when he hugged Cody Rhodes and looked at The Rock and The Rock went like this, that look on John Cena's face just won him an Oscar, a Grammy in my eyes right then and there. And the pan-in was perfect. Perfect.
I told you so. I felt it. Like I said, guys, days ago, something just kept telling me I need to see John Cena working with The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
I just think it just tells so much better of a story, so he can have a very a fairy tale ending, but right now building to that, they just pure genius, perfect timing. Like you said, the facial expressions. He's already a movie star, so why would he not sell out on his way out? It's perfect, perfect, perfect.
Eileen says Cena has the great poker face. That's 100% because just the expression that he had right there was just like he had a pair of deuces, you know what I mean, in his hand, and he bluffed the hell out of all of our eyes. You know, pulled the wool over our eyes. Will he sell out? Will he do this? Will he not do that? But man, he sold out because it's basically over. Hurt him, get him. Kurt, how did you feel about this little sellout and the look, man? The look on John Cena's face to The Rock.
I loved it. As soon as he came in for a hug, I knew it was coming. I mean,
Okay.
why are you even still there? I loved it. I loved the way everything played out. The ending did not suck. It was great. It was great to me.
Okay.
I,
Ken, what did you feel about it?
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Kurt. Just go ahead, Kurt. Finish
I,
up what you got.
I just wanted to know if we see John Cena in a suit, or is he still going to wear the jorts? We ain't going to wear the jorts as a 50-year-old heel now, are we?
Well, listen, hey, listen, man. I've worn jeans before in a top jacket too, man. I think that's what we might get. We might get the half suit. You know what I mean? Because that's all he can wear. He's not wearing a pair of I can't see
Don't
John
put the
Cena
throwback
slacks.
jerseys back.
He ain't wearing slacks, I'll tell you that.
Don't put the throwback jerseys back on.
Ken, what was your thought about the look and the it's over?
Oh, it was perfect. I mean, it was absolutely awesome. And I tell you, John Cena makes a scary ass, like angry face. I tell you what, you don't see it. You haven't seen it in decades, basically. But when his face turned, I'm like, God damn, he's scary looking. You know, that's like a mean dad face there. And it was yeah. And I didn't see that part of it coming. You know, like kind of waiting for something to happen there. And yeah, so it was perfect. It really was.
Ken,
And I want to see
backstage-
John Cena back with the Thugonomics and the throwback jerseys. That's what I want to see. Word life stuff going on there, but I don't think we're going to see that.
Ken,
I don't think we're going to see it.
Pre-show, when you said about the look on, go ahead, Claire.
We'll see something.
Yeah, it's
We
going to be a
might
different.
not see it, like you said. You might get both. You might get like Curtis said, like, yeah, we want the tuxedo, but remember, as Jay-Z got older, he started to wear business suits while he was rapping. So Cena could pull this off. He can mix a little thugonomics with the selling out to the crew.
And you know that's going to be hysterical, seeing him wearing suits and ties, bringing the heat on the mic. You know what I mean, spitting bars up there. That's going to be kind of crazy. Number
with
one,
a chain with a lock on his around
exactly.
his neck.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, 100%. Ken, backstage, that you said about the look of John Cena. To me, it reminded me of Jack Nicholson in The Shining. That look right there was like, wow, John Cena just sold it right there. Just the perfect look, and the angle on John Cena's face
Johnny.
was exactly. Thank you. There you go, right there. It was amazing to me. Some of the comments real quick. Michael Packer said, I saw some real personality from John tonight. An all-time heel turn for Cena. And Eddie says it was top 3 all time. How do you feel about that?
Yeah. It's what we need. It's exactly what we need. I'm fully pleased with what they're doing right now. Like I said, they are going to go into WrestleMania hot. They had a great game plan last year, even though things were switched up and just like that. So it was what I thought it was going to be. I think we're like I said, they were hot going into 40. They want to go into Vegas smoking hot, and this again was genius.
Paul, real quick. Do you remember? So you remember when Larry and I were on with you a couple weeks ago? You said to me what I thought the difference was between last year leading up to WrestleMania, and this year and stuff. Is there a difference? And I said this year doesn't feel like it has the heat going into it, whereas last year you had the whole bloodline thing going on. Cody's, his story, whatever. and that whole thing. Well, they just lit the fire, right? They just lit the fire with the Cena thing. They didn't have the juice. I felt like than what last year's did. Now it has some juice. So right there.
And I agree with you too, because last year, the storyline was written. We knew, the bloodline. That's the big. It was just one word: bloodline, bloodline. The slap from Cody to The Rock, the whole that scenario. But to me, this one here, Ken, we went in there not knowing what our next storyline was. They set this up so good because now you have the Seth Rollins CM Punk thing. We still have the favor. We still have, now we have the John Cena heel turn. We have everything in place. And we still don't know what the hell is going to happen on Monday night. We don't, because this might be the best Monday night I've seen in a long, long time. Really, think about that. Now, did anybody see the press conference after the show? I didn't. I was actually watching.
I was actually like watching it here.
Okay, because the reason why
I couldn't hear anything.
Okay,
but Cena mic dropped. He came out to do. He came out to talk, and he came out, grabbed the mic, dropped the mic, walked out. It was perfect.
Awesome.
Wow. Enough said. No words needed. Just drop the mic, huh?
Yep.
Wow. I like that.
They could see it, but they couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you can't hear me.
Oh, perfect, you can't hear me. You can't see me. One of those.
Perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to see.
Well, before we get out here, I just want to, I want to talk to you guys about Monday night. Let's start at the very beginning really quick here. The women's match. Now Jade's back in the picture. Bianca's the champ. Naomi might be in the hospital. We don't freaking know after the ass beat that she took, okay? Where do we see the women's on Monday night, and what do we see that's going to happen? Because shit is going to hit the fan. Shit is going to hit the fan on Monday night. Larry, you got the head shaking. Talk to me about Monday night. What do you see Monday night going in here?
I see Io and Rhea just having a really, really competitive match. I think we're going to follow up with Rhea and Belair. I just don't see it switching up because that's something that we haven't seen at Mania yet. So it's not like something that we've been burnt out on. So yeah, the aftermath. Monday Night Raw is going to be obviously something. There wasn't too many main character. Yeah, they were the main characters that won from Raw tonight, so they'll focus a lot of that around after that.
Eddie hates Naomi. But okay, does Jade Cargill come out and have little words with Belair, maybe saying, "Hey, listen, it was Naomi. She attacked me." Is there a little play between the Jade Cargill having a Naomi effect? I knew that. One of those moments to where the storyline goes a little bit further. Maybe Bianca is a little behind it. Somehow, she set it up. She knew. Naomi, you take the blame. Nobody will find out. Don't worry about it. How does this play out, with that situation?
I think there's going to be a lot of accusations. I think there's going to be a lot of Jade, pointing at Bianca, you knew, like, what did you know? And, did you set this? There's going to be a lot of accusations being thrown around. So that's what I think is going to happen.
Okay. Kurt?
You hear Kurt?
You hear Kurt?
I think I may have zoned out a little bit. My bad.
It's not good. We'll skip you on that. I'm
trying to stay up here. I really am.
I hear you.
It's been a long day with these 5 months.
Yeah, there's a good. I'll pick up where he was. You guys could be right. There should be possibly some.
We're talking about Monday night, right?
What's that?
Talking about Monday night.
Yeah, we're talking about the little aftermath, the Bianca, Belair, and Jade situation here. Like, what's going to happen between the beef between these? Ken said accusations and everything.
I think there could be some. Okay.
Does it happen on Raw?
I think it has to. I think it has to, right?
Maybe they'll start to get to it. Maybe they're not. I mean, like I said, I think they're more focused on this world title match right now. and if any accusations start to get thrown, they'll push that a little bit later.
Okay.
I don't think we get that till SmackDown. I
Yeah.
think
On
Jade
Friday.
is
Okay.
SmackDown.
On Friday. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, she on SmackDown.
Without
Okay.
the title,
Okay.
without the titles, I think they're SmackDown.
No, yep, you're right.
Let's move on to the next match. Is there anything between this, Trish status? Do we see Trish status again, or not until something big coming up? Because I really don't want to see her just for eye candy. I'm okay with that. But what's the situation between Nia and Tiffany? Because I think we move on from that until we get to because we got to focus on the Queen and the Princess match here.
Yeah.
I think Nia takes a different direction. Feast her eyes on someone else, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's SmackDown too, I think. So you won't see that till Friday night. But yeah, I think Nia and Tiffy, they have like maybe another one off, and that'll be about it before you start really focusing in on Charlotte and Tiffy.
Okay. What about the unsanctioned match? How do we feel about that? Where does this go? Even if it's not on Monday night, where do we see this next prevailing? Where does Sammy show up? Does he show up with another neck brace on a cane with a daddy walker, whatever the hell you want to call it, with the golf balls underneath it? Where do we see Sammy come up? Or is it another video from KO? Or is it a video from KO? What is it?
Sammy has to miss WrestleMania. There's no question. He has to miss WrestleMania.
Okay.
Why would you bring him back before WrestleMania? If Randy was out this long and Sammy just took this kind of ass beating, yeah, he needs to be out past WrestleMania. Give him Kevin Owens at Backlash. They can run their rematch there.
Okay. Larry, what about you?
Well, what about Karrion Kross? Because Karrion Kross is always instigating something with Sammy. He kept telling Sammy, "You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose." So,
Bastard.
So possibly Sammy starts to come back, and he's like, "I told you so. I told you so."
But wait, you're thinking of WrestleMania? Karrion Kross and Sammy?
Yeah.
See, I think it's too unbelievable with the injuries, carry on from the cervical injury now to the ass being, just like Kurt said. I think you got to wait until maybe Backlash.
Well, this is a good way to get Karrion Kross over. You take advantage of Sammy while he's weak. You know what I mean? You attack him while he's weak. Then that way, this is a good way to start to try to get him over.
Okay.
I think you get KO and Randy Orton, and then you get Sammy and Karrion Kross. I think he starts to interject himself into this now.
Okay, Ken, what do you think about the KO Sammy situation?
I think you're going to see KO and Orton at WrestleMania, and I don't think you see Sammy until possibly like a SummerSlam or even later. I think he's going to be out for a few months.
Like 6 months.
I think he's going to be out for a few months.
That's real surgery. That's real surgery time.
And maybe there is really something. Maybe it's not cervical. Maybe there is something else going on there. A wrist or an elbow or something that they need to figure out a way to get him off TV for a little while so he can get it cleaned up and heal. So I don't expect to see him back for a while.
Okay. Wow, that's a long time though. That's what, like,
that's the type of match that you have when you want to get somebody written off for a long time. You want to have something where he gets carted off in a brutal, unsanctioned match. That's the type of match you want to have to get somebody off TV for a while.
And I can see that
WrestleMania is still away from. WrestleMania is still a long. Yeah, it's a month.
We got to get through this whole month.
Yeah. I mean, I can agree with you too, because that is the type match that you want to be carried out on a stretcher, like dead man, you're dead. Last man standing time match. You got your ass kicked. I can see that because they brought in KO tonight to take that Sami Zayn spot against Kevin Owens now. So I can see that maybe for the next month. But how long are we going to see Randy Orton? Because Randy Orton's not the type of guy that's going to show up night and day, pay-per-view after pay-per-view. So maybe this is time to get Sami Zayn recouped. Maybe there is something underlining out there. Because hell, after tonight's match, he might be injured. Who knows? I mean, he took an ass beating,
Yeah,
Michael says Sammy won't show up till Mania and screw Orton. Now, what do you think about that? Maybe we don't see Sammy. He's in the hospital because damn well we're going to get that video of him with the neck brace. We're going to see that. What if it's KO versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and then what? Sami Zayn music hits, or we've seen Sammy before in the black hoodie with the bloodline dance. What if it's one of those?
He makes mistakes. He's made mistakes and kicked the wrong person before. That's a little bit. That's definitely a storyline that they could run. Like I said, they like Sammy wrestling though. I just don't see him not having a match at WrestleMania.
Hmm.
So I guess we'll see.
But how can I start with you? How would you feel if that happened? What I just said, where it's KO versus Randy Orton in WrestleMania Night 1, whatever, one of the events, not a main event, but then Sami Zayn makes an appearance and costs one of them the match, costs KO, and put it Larry's way. What if Sammy kicks Randy Orton by accident? Then the feud starts again. With Randy Orton, it's a 3-way match now. We can have that in SummerSlam.
I think if that happens, then you have KO and Sammy become best friends again because KO's like, "Thanks, Sammy, for helping me out, buddy."
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, now you're telling the story now. Now we're going into a
Yeah.
storyline again.
He beat him into realizing, you know what, you were right. I deserved what I got. So
I'm going to help you this time.
So I'm
I'm going
gonna
to help
pay
you
you
this
back.
time.
Okay.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna pay you back. There's a big possibility there too.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the main event here. What happens tomorrow night? Let's talk about the main event before we get the decision real quick and we get out of here. Seth Rollins, CM Punk. It's not over. We know we're going to probably get one of the best promos that we've ever seen between these two dudes on the mic. We know that's happening. The question is, what the hell is Seth Rollins going to wear? You know what I mean? That's the big question. But what do you think happens tomorrow night with the main event here? Logan Paul, Drew McIntyre. We know he's going to cry. We know that when he makes an appearance. Okay. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins. What do we see? What are you expecting? Raw, SmackDown.
I think we're all just gonna start breaking into who we're gonna be fighting at Mania now. I don't really. It's really kind of hard to tell. Like you said, you're probably gonna get Drew versus Damian. Logan Paul, possibly. That's a tough one. What'd you say?
I don't see anything for him right now.
So something's going to happen where like somebody's going to taunt him or bump into him, and something's going to ignite there with somebody.
Yeah, well,
they got to have him
because CM Punk hates him too. So there's that route. Like you said, Kurt, I'm going to be with you. Now I really don't see anything for Paul right now. I'm sure he'll find a way to build himself something here in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, you're kind of.
And Eddie said this a long time ago. The only guy that didn't get a match set up, basically from tonight is Logan Paul. He's like the odd man out. Just like you said, Larry, it's going to be Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. We should see that. It's going to be Seth Rollins and CM Punk. And of course, John Cena moves on as, basically the Rock's, sole champion now versus Cody Rhodes. So the odd man out is Logan Paul, but with his mic, his presence, he'll find a way to get in there. Maybe it's a LA Knight Nakamura thing. Maybe he can get his way into that match somehow. Who knows? We'll see. But let's move on to the decision. What can we say about the John Cena heel turn here? The Cody Rhodes, getting his ass beat, getting beat by the Cody Rhodes belt. What do we see? What do we see about this? What do we see? Ken, what do you see?
So moving forward, it's going to be a different John Cena. We're going to see. I don't know if we'll see a corporate John Cena, but it's going to be a lot of fun on the road to WrestleMania and John Cena's last WrestleMania. And Cody Rhodes, he'll be bringing the sugar and stuff like that, the sweetness, and Cena will be bringing in the venom. And The Rock, the final boss, doing his thing. We'll get lots of cursing, lots of F words, and that's what we need in wrestling.
And thank God it's on Netflix because we get uncensored too.
Actually, Michael Cole explained on that Impulsive interview, Netflix is a lot stricter than what we think.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So we do get a little bit more, but it's a lot stricter than what they thought it was going to be.
So we're never going to get Seth fucking Rollins.
No, I don't think we're going to get that.
No. Okay. Real quick, just a
He don't
match, real
like
quick.
to be called Seth Freaking Ball.
Yeah. What about this Logan Paul versus Penta? That to me is a high flying, fast ass match right there. I would like to see that just as technical.
Well, I think we're gonna get
We're
a big mixed intercontinental title match
Okay.
definitely.
with a whole bunch of people in there. I remember I said that last week. And then I passed you guys that flyer around that I don't know if I sent it to you, but maybe Kurt, but it had a whole bunch of the guys I said that should be in an intercontinental match. Braun Breaker,
Yeah.
Penta, Ludwig. Just a good mix of guys. Pete Dunne.
Okay.
So yeah, I think
Michael says the John Cena turn was bigger than Hogan turning. What do you guys think about that?
I don't think it was bigger because it was. I don't think it was bigger just because that was wow. You know what I mean? Nobody saw that coming.
Okay.
I predicted this. You know what I mean? So I predicted.
You would have never guessed Hogan was turning, and the impact of that turn in the moment is nothing like it. They filled the ring up with trash.
Yeah.
They cheered John Cena.
Yeah, I never. I didn't see that coming. I clearly kept saying all week long, guys, Cena's turning. So
and Hogan had what a couple years as a heel then, right? After that, it was at least that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Cena's retiring, so I mean,
he was a heel till they
huge difference. Yeah.
Now, how are you guys going to feel when John Cena or we all want him to come back as Thug here, but how do you feel if he comes out wearing the entire suit, the tie, the whole suit, with the balding hair? How do you feel if he comes out like that and we see a different type of John Cena where the mic is not the same, the one-line punches, and he's just so corporate? Well, how do you feel about that? I mean, are we okay with that?
I'm all right with it because we're adding layers to a character that was stale 15 years ago.
Yep.
Okay.
In a lot of people's minds. I'm not going to say everybody thought that, but he's very much needed layers.
Okay.
I hope he comes out in a vest and slacks like The Rock with fancy glasses and stuff. I hope that.
Wow.
Give me that. Yeah.
Wow.
One of those cool vests and.
Wow.
Like a Rock Jr. Like a Rock Jr.
Oh my God.
Danny,
a bald head too, like fully bald.
Yeah, I think we're on to something. Well,
before we get out here, what was your grade, Larry, the entire pay-per-view tonight, Elimination Chamber from top to bottom?
Loved it. Hey, this is how you're supposed to go into WrestleMania.
Kurt.
Yeet.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
And what was your final grade?
A+, man. I got to see the big, beautiful Samoan Queen out there performing. We're good to go.
I give it a solid A. 100%. I love this match. Even the Nia Jax match. I'm not a big fan of Candice LeRae, Trish Stratus, but I tell you what, they put on a show for what they can do. Especially Trish. Her age, she did what she could do in her hometown. It was just something I enjoyed seeing tonight. But before we get out here, I'm not gonna put the banners up here. But Larry and Kurt, I know you guys do the show together. But why don't you once again tell me when your show is on? What can we expect on your show this week?
Oh man, I guess we're gonna talk about a little bit of NXT. Don't we got a pay-per-view coming here soon, Kurt?
We're gonna talk about a little bit of NXT. I'm not sure when Roadblock is. I don't know if you watched TNA last week, but there's some bleed over from NXT to TNA to NXT. So we'll be talking about all that. What happened over? Yeah,
I guess we'll recap. Yeah, we'll recap Raw. We'll give you guys a good recap on Raw, and we'll be here. We'll give you a good maybe hour and a half of hopefully an exciting Raw and NXT.
And when is that again? When is that again?
10:30 Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday night, 10:30. You guys, if you're free, you're more than welcome to join us. You guys are all of our partner shows Ken, you always put us on your show as we are now. So, if you're ever free, you're more welcome to join us. Same with you, Paul. It's always a good time when you guys join us.
Appreciate it, appreciate it. And this man's going to take a couple minutes to speak about his shows because this man's everywhere on the Out of the Box Network.
I'm
The Vat
everywhere.
Fry himself, Ken Fry. Ken, what's going on this week with you?
This week, real quick, Larry, this is our show. This is my show. This is our show.
Mhm.
So this is everybody here. It's community, Out of the Box family. So Tuesday morning, 9 a.m., Silver and Black Lair, LA Kings, talking the last couple of weeks with LA Kings, last couple of days with LA Kings games. And also they have the trade deadline coming up here in the next week or so, week, 2 weeks, whatever it is. And Wednesday, 9 a.m., the Bat Cave, talking spring training and, of course, Mets injuries and crap like that. Then Friday, 9 a.m., Silver and Black Lair, Raiders edition, talking off-season stuff. I'll be talking, I believe, defensive tackles this week with the Raiders, and also, of course, the ever-revolving quarterback situation. And then, of course, next Saturday night, 9 p.m., the Atomic Drop podcast, talking WWE wrestling.
Awesome, great. And for my shows, Wednesday night, the Cowboys, we have a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the players this week on the Cowboys Weekly, myself and Dave, if he happens to show up. I have no idea what his situation is right now because he can see me, but I might not be able to see him. So we'll see what's going on Wednesday at 9:30. And also the debut of Inside the Octagon Friday night, 7 p.m. We'll be getting you in tune to UFC 313. Hell of a card. Alex Pierre's, first time defending the championship this year. He is the GOAT to me. So I can't wait for that. Inside the Octagon Friday at 7 p.m. So just like Ken said, we're all family here. It's not Ken's show. It's not my show. It's not Larry's. It's not Kurt. We're all family here. One big wrestling community that we all talk about between our two shows here every night. And Larry, real quick, I don't have a date for you yet. We don't have a date for you yet, but we do have something because when we're out of the box here, we talk, we spit a lot of knowledge. We spit a lot of humor. But the one thing you do is you spit a lot of facts, don't you?
I spit nothing but just the facts. We haven't picked a date yet. Like I said, coming soon. I have actually started talking to some of the wrestlers, so I got some special guests building up for. I'm gonna be interviewing indie pro wrestlers, guys who possibly has a future. Some guys that I know that's already retired. Give you little background stories on their road trips and different things like that, and what your indie wrestler experience is, because I mean, these guys are your future, but sometimes they're driving from miles upon miles for just $20. They call it a hot dog and a handshake if you guys aren't familiar with it. But that's honestly what it is. A lot of people don't understand when you're doing this indie wrestling. Sometimes you're not even making gas money and stuff like that. Depending on who you are, some people make $100. Somebody might take a $20 check, and you drove the whole way to Maryland. I took $30 before. That's enough for me to eat, pay my friends gas money, and it was just another experience for me. So I want to get these guys' stories out there. So that's what I'm going to be doing, talking to some of these future indie stars and some old ones.
Great. I've heard scenarios where we've interviewed people on the Atomic Drop before. We had Black Dahlia on the show before, and she's actually going to be hopping on your show in a couple of weeks, Larry. One of your episodes, I did reach out to her. She'll be joining me as well. She's told me stories, but just like in your case, where it might be a $20 check or a $20 handshake and a hot dog. But by the way, before I give you a check, you need to help me clean up the auditorium too. One of those as well. So that wasn't included in the price tag, but we need you to do this too. So, kudos to all the independent wrestlers out there, because they are the future of the WWE, the TNA, the NXTs. They are our future. They build the next generation for us too.
Yeah.
Just like you said, we can mark about it. We can talk on the Atomic Drop about these people in the future too. They give us a job to talk about as well.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
We also had Antonio Loginger on here, the promoter for AXW, American Excellence Wrestling, who had a show today, but I wasn't able to go to it today as we were out and about. So we also had him on here.
Larry, there you go. Reach out to Michael Papernick. He's a great viewer. He's been with us.
Man.
Reach out to him as well.
For sure, we could do that. And I could check out some of your guys, and maybe I'm interested in them. See if we could have one to show. I appreciate it.
Definitely. And last but not least, like, if you guys like what we're doing out there, you want to host your own show, reach out to myself, Ken, Kurt, Larry, any one of on our shows. You know, all the shows out there, reach out to one of the hosts. We'll make it happen here, of course. We don't charge anything. We just try to make it happen because we love talking about sports. We love giving our philosophy, our knowledge, our intake, and we like having fun because everybody here, we're friends and we're family, man. Number one, you know, I live 2 blocks from Larry and I live 2 blocks from Kurt. So, and Ken, I've never met this big guy, but he's like my damn brother. You know what I mean? So it's a great family that we have here. So reach out to one of us and we'll make it happen too. And last but not least, make sure you follow all of us shows at Out of the Box Sports on YouTube, X, Twitch. We all have our own sites as well. Please reach out to watch the shows, look at their tags, follow them, subscribe to them, and give them some love, man, because Out of the Box is all about you. It's nothing but family here. So, guys, are you ready to get the hell out of here?
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up, man. We had a busy night tonight. We did 2 episodes tonight, so we were busy. I'm sure everybody's ready to wrap it up.
Definitely.
Hello, you Saturday.
Ken, how about you take us out of here, man? Because I took over the show tonight, you know. And guys, listen, I might not be all the time, but the reason why I'm on is because Ken does work nighttime a lot. You know, he's feeding for his fending for his family out there. Great man. When he's not on here, I try to hold the ship and steer the ship and not be like the Titanic and hit the damn iceberg. But you know, this man is the OG on the atomic drop. But Ken, take this show over and get us the hell out of here, Ken.
All right, guys. Thank you everybody for checking the show out. I appreciate it very much. And until next time, just gotta say, word life. See you later.